Over the next few videos, we will be looking at the K method. So we need to understand when to apply the K method and why it is applied. Firstly, the K method is used when you are given a trinomial that is not in standard quadratic format and you are required to solve for x. So by using the K method, it allows us to transform the trinomial and get it to be in standard quadratic format so that it is easily solvable. Why it's called K method is because we will take x with a certain exponent and equate it to k. So essentially, we rewrite our equation in terms of k, and that ends up being a quadratic trinomial. In this example, we have x to the power 1 over 2 plus 2x to the power 1 over 4 minus 3 equals 0. The first step is to identify what you are going to let k equal to. Now, generally when you have this type of question where you have a rational exponent of k, remember rational means fraction, so we have an exponent that is a fraction, we generally choose k with the smaller exponent. So between 1 over 2 and 1 over 4, x to the power 1 over 4 has the smaller exponent. That is what we are going to let k equal to. So we start off by saying let k equal to x to the power 1 over 4. It's really important that you show the person marking your script exactly what you are choosing k to be. Now we rewrite our equation in terms of k. And what we need to understand is that x with the bigger exponent automatically becomes k squared. So let me show you on the side why this happens. We are aware that k squared is the same thing as k times k. And since k is x to the power 1 over 4, when we multiply it with itself, we are going to apply laws of exponents. Laws of exponents states that when you are multiplying bases that are the same, you add the exponents. 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 is going to be 1 over 2. So notice how x to the power 1 over 2 is the same thing as k squared. This should make sense why in our equation, our first term will be replaced with k squared. So we now have k squared plus 2k minus 3 is equal to 0. Notice how we've taken this trinomial that's been given as the question and we've managed to convert it to a standard quadratic format. So in grade 10, you learned how to solve for equations that are of this format. You know that you open up two brackets. Each bracket is going to contain a binomial. We know that the first term in each bracket would be k, since our first term in our equation is k squared. Next, we look for factors of the last term. When we multiply them, they need to give us the last term, but when we add them, they need to give us the middle term. Since 3 is a prime number, factors of 3 would be 1 and 3. However, for the sign manipulation, since we need to add this and get a positive 2, and we need to multiply them and get a negative 3, we understand that both the factors need to have the opposite sign. In this case, we would use a negative 1 and a positive 3. So remember, negative 1 times positive 3 gives you negative 3. Minus 1 plus 3 gives you positive 2. Those are the factors that we have in the bracket. So the first bracket is k minus 1, and the second bracket is k plus 3. We're now going to solve for k by equating each bracket to 0. And when we solve for the first bracket, we have k as positive 1. When we solve for the second bracket, we have k as negative 3. But remember that the original question did not have k in it. You introduced k through the k method as a means of simplifying this equation so that it's easier for you to solve. However, if we look at the original equation given, we have x. And this type of question will specifically fall under the questions that say solve for x. So the next step would be to replace k with what you initially had k equaled to. Since we chose k to equal to x to the power 1 over 4, that is now what we're going to replace the left-hand side with. So we have x to the power 1 over 4 is equal to 1. And here we have x to the power 1 over 4 is equal to negative 3. Now on the left-hand side, the exponents cancel out, so we're left with x. On the right-hand side, 1 to the power 4 is 1. On the second equation, exponents cancel out, we're left with x, and negative 3 to the power 4 is 81. So those are our answers for this equation.